What's up everybody, Zaki here with Geek Culture, and today we've got something a little bit different. Now you know we've covered video and photography and that's more of Bobby's side, but if Geek Culture is to delve into streaming, well, this is something special for us and perhaps you guys as well. This is the YOLO Box Pro. It's also from the folks at YOLO Live. They sent this to us and they want us to check this out. Now, if you're streaming like a multi-cam setup, 2 cams, 3 cams, or maybe more than 3 inputs, then this is supposedly the all-in-one solution to live stream and broadcast your streaming session. So let's check what the YOLO Box Pro is all about. To unbox this, it's probably all the manuals. Pro user manual over here and a quick guide. Now this is just a simple screen protector that you install on the YOLO Box Pro. This looks like a tablet. Ooh, this is chunky. Now as you can see, it's pretty thick. It's not your ordinary iPad, okay? This is some interesting piece of tech. We'll get back to that real soon. Here we have what seems to be a USB-A to USB-C cable. We also have a USB-C to USB-C cable. And next we have something interesting here. This is what looks to be, it's a mount for your camera and for a tripod. We've also got a set of tools here, an Allen key, as well as a SIM card ejector pin. So starting on this side, these are basically the ports. We have the HDMI 1, 2, and 3. We have a USB port, an Ethernet port, a HDMI out, a USB Type-C for other inputs and devices. We've also have a headphone jack, mic in, line in, as well as another USB-C for charging this device. Now if we flip it to the other side, you can see that there's an SD card tray and a SIM card tray, and here is the power button. Now, as I mentioned before, this YOLO Box does have a SIM card tray, and it's also an Android device. As long as you have a 4G enabled SIM card, you can practically take this anywhere with you and start live streaming. This is impressive. Alright Zenio, so I believe all we need to do is to actually simulate a multi-cam production live stream and play around with the YOLO Box.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Alright, so as you can see, we have 4 devices plugged in into the YOLO Box right now. We have our main camera and our overhead cameras via a mini HDMI to HDMI through the YOLO Box. We've also plugged in a USB webcam camera, and we've also managed to have an input of our screen on this laptop. So 1, 2, 3, ooh, nice transition fade, and 4. Very, very nice. What I'm gonna do is simultaneously record this session. So as you can see on the YOLO Box itself, we have a nice monitor panel with an overview of all 4 inputs. Again, this is totally touchscreen, so let's shift over to the Logitech webcam. Boom. Hello. Wow. Overhead cam. Hello. And of course, our laptop. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now there is a slight latency, but it's not too jarring. So I really love that. Now we have a few modules over here. We have overlays. I believe there's something to do with broadcast. That's grayed out for a moment. We've also have our audio monitoring and audio control panel. We have our scoreboard display. This is going to be interesting. I believe the next one is comments. That's also unavailable because we're not streaming right now. And we also have a settings. Now as we go through the settings, we can see that we are able to switch the way we switch our video sources. SD card videos switching settings. Interesting. SD card management. We have a program out. Video source transitions. Now this is the place where we can actually configure our transitions. So I felt that the fade was a little bit too long. I'm gonna shrink it down to maybe 0.5 seconds, and let's try something else. How about a very cheesy cube transition? Let's do that. All right, so from our recording of our screen, go back to main cam. That's, oh man, I love this. Wow. Try out the cross zoom as well. That is even, that's nice. I like this transition. It's great. So let's try out the audio. Now, if let's just say you have one audio source, and our main audio source here is through our HDMI 2, I believe, and it's connected to our main cam with our wireless mic setup. And when we choose automatic, it's gonna jump between inputs. And let's say you have multiple audio sources and you just want to pick one. Well, you can specifically highlight, for instance, HDMI 2. And this will make sure that the main audio from HDMI 2 is picked up. I have to say, this makes everything very easy. There's no need to play around with a bunch of cables or encoders or mixers just to get your audio where you want it to be. Now, Xenio, let's check out the scoreboard effect here. So, scoreboard display on. Wow. Wow. Cool. We can change the team name instead of the game name to FIFA World Cup. And I've got to say, the UI is pretty responsive as well. That's cute. Team 1, Zaki. Team 2, Xenio. Right? And you can even add logos. So I'm just gonna add a picture of Bobby here. I think we're ready to go with this. So I'm gonna click done. I'm gonna click a tick there. So I think actually having a scoreboard is actually pretty interesting. Just imagine you're having your own like game session or like a kind of like an esports session, if you will. And if you need a scoreboard on the fly, this works. See, I even added a timer over there, and I can just update the scoreboard as and when I want to. I just love how responsive this is, man. That's cool. That's pretty cool for scoreboard display. I think that's a very smart move YOLOBOX give. It also saves time, you know, doing all these scoreboards in post. But I have to say, you know, it would be nice if you could animate in a sense that the scoreboard comes in and out if you want. In this case, the scoreboard is just gonna stay as is. It is a bit of a learning curve. It will take some time for you to orientate around the YOLOBOX, but the UI is so simple and easy to follow. Now, onto our overlays. This is the part where it gets interesting. We have 3 different choices. We got image overlays, lower thirds, and even a countdown timer. So let's start with image overlays. Now here I have a few saved photos. So being the narcissistic person I am, I'm just gonna add images of myself. So I can already think of different scenarios. Like, for instance, alright, switch to cam 2. Have you ever wanted to own your own Zaki? Switch back to cam 1. Well, now you can with your own Zaki. Ding, 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 ding. It's so lame. Let's say you're talking about a product that hasn't been released yet. You've seen those kind of videos, right? You could do that. You could also add your own lower thirds. Now, the cool thing about it is that the YOLOBOX itself has a few presets right here. So, dude, let's just add our own, man. Title. Awesome host. And we're done with the overlays. Let's take that here out of the way. And now that we've made our own lower thirds, you know, I always wanted to make my own commercial. So I'm gonna try and do this flawlessly as I can. Switching to webcam. Hello, this is Zaki, news reporter reporting for duty, and I'm going to report that the world is on fire. Switching back to cam 1. So there you have it, guys. Your very own lower thirds. Introduce your cast members, introduce your talents, whoever it may be, into your live stream on the go, on the fly with the YOLOBOX. Now, if I were to take it away, I want to show you guys something. This is called a countdown timer. Now, for this countdown timer, you have 2 options. They're completely customizable, right? You can change the gradient of colors, but honestly, these animations look so slick and fantastic already, right? You can set your timer to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour tops, I guess. Yeah, all the way to an hour. We're just gonna go by default. And what it's gonna do is simply, boom. There you have it, guys. A countdown timer to preempt your audience. Alright, no more fussing about your third-party software like OBS or XSplit. This YOLO box can do it for you. Now, one more thing that I did mess around with is the ability for you to actually add your own videos into the live stream. So, before we continue, let me talk to you about today's sponsor, Logitech.
Here at Geek Culture, audio is a huge part of our daily lives, both work and play. So what's our choice of headphones? Well, meet the Logitech G435 Lightspeed wireless gaming headset. It allows you to listen to all the rich sounds from your music, videos, and games across PC, console, and mobile while sporting some poppin', vibrant colors. Not only that, it weighs just 165 grams, which means sometimes you even forget that you're wearing it. With the robust battery life of 18 hours, you can enjoy your gaming sessions for prolonged periods of time. For more details, head over to logitechg.com.
Alright, so while exploring the video source features, you can actually add your own videos on top of your live stream. So if let's just say you have a video segment you want to introduce, you can do that. Now I already have something loaded up, and I'm just gonna show it to you guys.
Bobby, back with you here to talk about the Nikon ZFC. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this entire video on the Nikon ZFC 4K 24p on this.
And as you can see, you can actually do something like that. Now, the only problem I faced is that there's a green bar at the bottom. This footage is actually in 4K and the output is at 1080p. So bear in mind the videos that you're going to load into the YOLO box itself. It should be 1080p and not 4K, and you won't have this problem. Another cool feature when you add video source is that you have 3 more multi-view options, which is picture-in-picture video, split view, and side-by-side. That means you can technically do 2 things simultaneously. So for our top cam and our main cam, I want to see how split view works. So adding that, I'm going to select HDMI 1, click next, HDMI 2, and bing bang boom. Alright, then we have a few options in terms of how we want to customize the border and the separator. So starting off with border thickness, we can make it real thick or as thin as we want. The separator position kind of helps us control the bias, which is pretty cool. I like to stick in the middle. I think that's pretty centered. Now there's no digits or numbers to kind of gauge, so you kind of have to go by feel as you slide, but yeah, we're kind of there. Another cool thing is separator direction. So on the bias, you can actually change how much of a split you want it at an angle, which is pretty cool. Kind of like this. Very modern, very urban. And once we're done, when split view, check that out. This is cool. This is pretty awesome. I love that. The next video source that we have under multi-views is the picture-in-picture video. Now this is interesting. Say you are a streamer and you're playing a video game on your laptop and you also have a main cam facing you. You can do both. Now we gotta pick our main screen, and that would be our laptop HDMI 3. And we also have our sub-screen, which should be our, let's say, Logitech webcam. And there you go, guys. You can actually bring the scale down of your sub-screen. I'm gonna put it in the lower right corner. I'm gonna make this 1:1 so we can crop out unwanted space. I'm gonna bring this to the corner over here and boost the scale up just a wee bit. Switch to picture-in-picture and hey guys! Oh yes, I'm a gamer. Oh, games, FPS, Hertz, love it. So you can see picture-in-picture mode works relatively smoothly. God, I love this so much. So last but not least, we do have the third video source, which is side-by-side. Now let's just say you have a product showcase. You want to show 2 different things happening at the same time. It's kind of like a split screen mode, but with picture-in-picture, it's going to show you the full size of both videos. So let's just say I want to select our overhead cam as source 1 and our main cam as source 2, and we can actually show 2 things at the same time. On top of that, we can add a background image, which is quite interesting. I'm gonna just show a background image of this randomness. Look at that. Two things happening at the same time. What is spacing? Let's play around with that. Okay, I'm gonna make it as big as possible. And side by side, 3, 2, 1, boom. This is a possibility that you guys would like to explore, or a product showcase. If I'm talking to this camera and I want to show the YOLO box, that can be possible. So man, this is endless. You can do so much. And right now, throughout this whole session, we are only at half the battery. So you can expect about an hour, 2 hours worth. You can have it charged while using it. There's no issue with that. So yeah, I think that covers pretty much it for monitor view. Let's jump out of this. Alright, so we can see that we already have a session for our live stream. So let's go ahead and open it. We have a platforms module, and this is where you can actually link up your YouTube live account, your Facebook live account, Twitch account. You can even add your own custom RTMP link. Say you're live streaming a graphic intensive game, and on top of that, you're running a third-party application such as XSplit or OBS. Now you're gonna experience some sort of performance drop, and you don't want that. So having a dedicated device to do that broadcasting and live streaming for you is gonna help you tremendously. Now, as a live streamer, it's also important to engage with your audience. And the good thing here is that you do have a comments page, so you can actually reply to your audience's comments. Now, it does disclaim that the comments are only supported for Facebook and YouTube right now, and it will only display the first 100 comments, which I would say it's plenty enough for me. Now, the live stream quality is going to be set by default to 1080p, but you can choose to have it 720p or even 480p if you will. Now, on top of that, this is the cool part. If you go into the settings menu and you click streaming mode, you can also use YOLO Live's multi-streaming service. Now, this is going to help you stream through 3 different platforms. So if let's say you're a Twitch user, you want to show it on YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live, you can do it simultaneously, which is super awesome. Now, for those of you who are really into the technical side of streaming, you can also play around with the encoding settings. We got CBR, CQ, and VBR. We can even change the frame rate and the bit rate. Now, for the FPS here, the max FPS is 30 and not 60, unfortunately. But this sort of gives you a bit of flexibility when it comes to customizing your encoding settings. So definitely do check it out. So that covers the YOLO Box Pro. As you can tell, there are already tons of options for you to customize your live stream. So you're already getting a solid companion for your live stream production and incredible live service from YOLO Live. So if you really think about it, this device is doing the job of 6 people and even more. We are talking about live stream solutions for marketing, real estate, non-profit, cooking, corporate, and worship centers and even funerals. So are you going to pick up the YOLO Box Pro? Or if you have any questions, do let us know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, do give us a like and subscribe. Till then, this is Zaki, signing off.